Welcome to the street market, everyone. This is the street market office. Still work in progress. I gotta insulate it because it's cold. It is very cold right now. Give me 1 second. All right. So, I've been. Okay, a little backstory. So, on the platform TaskRabbit, I'm a tasker on there, and I've been on the platform for a little over 3 years. And I've met a lot of individuals, but the most recent tasker that I've met, one day he hit me up out of the blue and told me kind of excited about some dude that he met at some convention or something. And turns out the guy's like he's got a podcast and he's pretty, I guess he's pretty famous. He's had like the great motivators on his podcast. And so anyway, long story short, and I'm sorry I don't know his name. I'm sure I can look it up. I really wasn't prepared that well as far as doing this video because it's not really about that tasker or the individual. But long story short, I was trying to connect with them, and the two opportunities I kind of blew it just because I just got super busy and essentially, when people may perceive that you may be too busy for them, and it could be viewed as an insult, and that's kind of what happened. So, but anyway, I checked out his podcast, and that got me thinking about, I think the theme was mentorship and stuff like that. And by no means am I trying to say that I'm going to be a mentor. I'm trying to be a mentor, but I feel like I am a growing company, and I'm finally hitting that exponential growth. And I've always thought it'd be a really neat thing to capture the growth, because a lot of times you get on YouTube and it's usually somebody, it's usually a big company that's already established, and you just got to take their word for it for as far as their story. Like you don't, they tell you how it all started, how it all began, and but you don't really know because by the time the video gets to you, it's already a successful company. So I'd like to think that perhaps I'm capturing my growth. But anyway, going back to this, well, I don't know if I brought this up yet. So I forget when it was. I think it was like 2012 or something like that. I worked for this company. It was called Triton Overseas, a shipping and receiving company, which technically they're an NVOCC, which is essentially like a middleman type of shipping receiving, specifically ocean freight. I think they offered air freight as well, but it wasn't like that big, like a huge part of their business. But anyway, the company once again was called Triton Overseas here in Houston. And the gentleman, the owner of the company, the CEO, his name is Bill. And one day he comes in, and he's kind of excited, and and he comes into work, and the team is pretty small team. Like I don't think it was more than like 12. I think 12 might have been too many, but there's probably like 10 of us, maybe less. But anyway, he comes in all excited with these. And he had printed out one of these for each of us, and Bill decided that for whatever reason he just, I guess, things were going well for the company, and he was just really encouraged by his team, and he was pretty happy. So he decided to give us something that what he said, and I'm taking his word for it, that this was the foundation. This is his manual to building his successful business. And it's a multi-million-dollar business, and going back to me, like working there, they took a chance on me. Like I came from a completely different industry. I came from the automotive industry, and so I was kind of looking to change things up, and they took a chance on me, and long story short, there I lasted 10 months with the climax basically me walking into Bill's office, and telling him, hey, I quit, I can't do this anymore. That shipping and receiving, that stuff, dealing with other parts of the world and your emails going off at at midnight, at early hours of the night. I mean, that's a stressful job. And I just said, screw it. I at least manned up and I told him, and he had me go tell my manager or supervisor, and that was it. And I left. But I always kept this around, and years passed. I didn't. I knew I wanted to read it, but I felt bad. Like I didn't. I failed at a job that I think I had a promising career there. I mean, I think even Bill had left some notes on my desk, like basically telling me like how he loved how I worked, and so I felt like it was a promising thing. And me being a young man, I didn't, I just didn't see, especially a vet. Vets we don't take failure very well, and so and and it is what it is. That's what happened. I just failed. But anyway, going back to this. So when I started my business, I've been reading this, and I haven't finished this all. And there's still a lot that I got to get into, but this is the manual that I've been following so far, and so far it's been working, and I wanted to share this information with you guys. So real quick, sorry for that long introduction, but I really want to focus on one concept, and I think it's kind of I think it's I don't know if it's ironic. I think it's more relevant, I guess, that the concept that I want to talk about is actually the first page. So this is the introduction, and Bill is he's a Christian, so a lot of the things that are in here are Christian based, but there's also like things about financing and stuff like that. So he does a pretty good job of talking about economics and finances and correlating them to what he believes, his core values, if you will. So, but anyway, for this particular segment, I just wanted to talk to you guys about stewardship. So as you can see right here, in case you didn't know, stewardship is the use of God-given resources for the accomplishment of God-given goals. Ron Blue said that. So, I'm not going to read all this, bore you guys to death. But I actually read a book. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's in this one. I want to say it's Dave Ramsey. That one right there. One of those two. He talks about this, and I don't know what Dave's religious background is, but he talked about this concept in terms of like donating and giving away money and stuff like that. And then Dave said that for whatever reason, and he couldn't explain why, but he said that a lot of like a lot of his network, his circle of millionaires practice the same thing, and they all swear by it. But I think he's touching up on this stewardship concept. So he says that I don't know why it works or how it works, but it works. And basically, like giving money away, like donating it, moving that money, not just for your own benefits, but like for the benefit of others. And then you'll find, according to him, that oftentimes that money returns back to you. And not just the original money, but usually it's like duplicated. Usually it comes back with gains. And I find that to be true because I've been practicing this concept a lot. Like so stewardship, if you take the God, the Christian belief out of it. So stewardship is basically like the idea that everything that you own, like your property, your money, your tools, everything that you have, like everything that you think is yours is not really yours. It's just it's been put in your hands for you to manage it. And then so you manage these things, you manage these things to create opportunities for yourself, for others. And for whatever reason, like it when you approach it that way, when you approach your business that way, for whatever reason, for me at least, it's been producing these like crazy results, like amazing results. Like I can't explain it. Me personally, like I believe in God, but I'm not like super Christian. I'm not Like I have a hard time really reading the Bible. But I just believe in God. I believe that there's a higher power out there. Um, but I do it because like, one, if you really think about it, time is money, right? Money is time, and vice versa. If you think about it, when you die, you have neither of them. Like they just they cease to exist. So when you die, you don't take money with you, and you the time is worthless because it's just, that's it. Like, it's over, it's done. So I feel like, as a business, you try to take this approach of like trying to just grow and grow and grow and grow, when in the end it's just gonna go to waste. It's kind of counterproductive. So the only thing that lasts is like your ideas. It's your interactions. Your influences, because especially when it comes to like the next generation, because the next generation by nature is designed to be better than you, to excel past your success. And so that alone just automatically aligns you. And so when you take that approach, like I've taken that approach, and I'm not telling you you have to, but I just encourage you. Like, and I practice this with even like when it comes to like buying lunch or food. Like, I always tip. Like, I always tip because, one, I know what it's like to be that cashier, that worthless cashier that they just look at you like you're an idiot. And so just from that, I can definitely relate. Plus, they don't make that much money. And then I've asked a couple cashiers like how does that tip stuff work? And supposedly, like, every time that you tip, it goes to their paycheck. Like, so they sign into their computer, and then that tip will go, will get tacked onto their paycheck. I don't know if it's all of it or some of it or like a percentage. I don't know how that works, but I do know that it affects their paycheck. So it's a good idea to do it. At least for me, it is. Plus, you establish relationships with people that you would have never thought about establishing them, and you never know. I mean, these are young. This is the new generation. They're just getting started. You never know when you're going to meet them down the road. So, wow, 12 minutes. Let me see if I can speed this up. Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna close off with that. There's a lot to talk about here. Let me see if there's something here that I can. See, check it out. That's what Bill actually taught me this concept. Understand that God owns it all. For those of you who don't believe, essentially it says that you don't own anything. And here's the most important part: we are simply managers of His resources. If you don't believe in God, you are just a manager of resources. Because when you die, you can't take it with you. Every spending decision is a spiritual decision. I mean, I guess the analogy I can make there is like tipping people. Like, it just, you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you expect customers to treat you with respect, or more importantly, to treat your time with respect, it only makes sense for you to do the same to others. So you can't have it. It can't just be a one-way street. It's gotta be which is another important concept that I believe in. It's got to be a mutual business relationship. Mutual, meaning that it's gotta benefit the two. Stewardship can't be faked. That's powerful right there. To be honest with you, this is not something that I can relate to. I mean, I've never really been the type to try to fake. When I give, I give out of the kindness of my heart. I mean, I suppose I've been in situations where I felt obligated to do it, and yeah, I'm sure I have. Actually, I can think of a couple times. So, and it's not a good feeling, because usually, like, if you like give just to give, I mean, just to fake the funk, it's a shitty feeling afterwards. Pardon my French again. But anyway, I'm gonna stop right there. As you can see, these are notes from the past. So I'm hoping to do this year, but I'm finding it to be a slow process, which is okay because I have a grow slow concept that I practice. So, but anyway, I look forward to well, first of all, I hope I was able to really explain what I wanted to, and to hopefully elaborate on it in a way that makes sense to you guys and girls. But I'm hoping that I'll continue doing these to try to help as best as possible. Anybody out there that's struggling, because trust me, like part of starting a business is work. You work so damn hard, but you never see any money, and that's because you're always buying tools. You're trying to balance out your personal life, pay bills, food. There's so much to it, and so if you're really serious about starting a business, the first couple years, I mean 3-4 years, maybe even longer. For me, it's been like shit, like 7 years. You really don't start seeing any results. You don't start seeing money. Like, I mean, I really didn't start paying attention to to the fact that I was growing until I started running out of space for my tools. And that's when I started really thinking about, it's like, whoa, that's where my money's going. So, but anyway, these concepts, they will help you get there faster. Trust me on that. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video. I know it's already been a long one. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye-bye.